was the one that helped me. I think he was in that day. And I was asking like how I should build it, and he like couldn't completely fathom it, and he was like, "Oh," he's like, "This is cool."
What about like what are you taking lessons?
The hand building.
Yeah.
I noticed. I don't know if this is.
Yeah, that would probably be.
Okay, my review of SoCal Fiber Fair. I've never been to a fiber fair before. This was my first one. And from going to this one, I can only imagine how busy, stressful, and irritating it would be going to a bigger fiber fair, for example, Rhinebeck or Flock, because you're moving slow. Like, people are moving slow in the aisles of each row of vendors. People are moving slow in the booth because they're shopping. There's lines. There's people just stopped in the middle of the aisleway, which causes traffic. Like, you would be in your car in bumper to bumper in the rows of the aisles of vendors, which was somewhat frustrating. Let me just preface that. Also, let me say that the ticket, I got a Friday night ticket, which was $17 in tax. I know that if you waited to get your ticket at the door, it was more expensive. And then I don't know if they had different tiers of tickets. Excuse me. It's $20 to get into the fair roughly. And then they were charging people $20 on top of that for parking, which that's $40 just to go to the fair. I did not want to pay for parking, so I parked at a park, chanced getting towed. I doubted that I would, and then walked over like 10 minutes to go to the fiber fair because I was not going to spend $40 just to go when I wanted to potentially buy stuff. So attribute that to your potential cost on going to SoCal Fiber Fair next year. Also need to note that I did go Saturday, the first day, around like 10:30. So maybe that's why it was so busy. I heard people muffling that on Sundays it's a little cheaper. I mean, there's less people, so it's easier to shop, but I can't go tomorrow because I have plans and I have to go to work. So I had to go today. I also know that depending on the type of fiber fair and the, the reputation of the fiber fair or the amount of vendors that are at a fiber fair, some people write down lists of like who they want to shop for and what they're going to look for. I don't know nothing about that. I'm very much so a beginner, very much so still getting to understand this culture. I had no plans, needs, like lists of what I needed to get. I just wanted to go for the experience. It was the first time I've ever been to one, like I said. But I have been wanting to join the Los Angeles Spinning Guild, not only to introduce myself to a fiber community in the city that I live. I also want to learn spinning, but I saw online that they weren't meeting this month because they were doing the fair. So I was like, oh, potentially if I'm able to like see their booth, like I'll definitely go in and try to get a pamphlet and see if I can talk to somebody who I've messaged before on Instagram about joining as a member. That was my only potential to-do list, was to find the Los Angeles Spinning Guild booth. That being said, I had an okay time. I enjoyed it. I didn't stay long. They were giving out raffle tickets and I entered the soonest raffle, which was being pulled at 12. So I did sit down and read my book for 20 minutes to wait for the raffle to then leave. So maybe I stayed about an hour tops. I did find the Greater Los Angeles Spinning Guild booth and I donated $10 to get this giant massive tote bag, which I needed because I bought stuff, but I wanted to support them. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so I only bought from 2 vendors. Super Glow. Super Glow is a indie dyer located in Arizona. The booth was really fun. It was the most aesthetically pleasing, in my opinion, as, you know, somebody who enjoys color. It was all neon themed. Scottsdale, Arizona. So $20 each, a blue clay and a merino. I thought these were fun colors. And I liked her presentation. And the second vendor I bought stuff from is, again, an independent dyer called Dye Lot Studio. Both of these, the other one didn't have a price. Originally $28, got these for $15. One is a fingering merino wool. Color is patisserie. Has these like chunky knobs on it. I thought this was gorge. And then this boucle, souffle boucle, off to Italy. Thanksgiving colors. Merino wool. And then the last 2 I got again from Dye Lot Studio, so only 2 vendors. This is the second vendor. This is a confetti DK color Fiesta. I liked the neons and then the brown like just plopped in there. Kind of neutralizes it. And then a unicorn party monarch fingering weight. Again, I liked I think honestly what I wore there was like in my brain in terms of colors that I was looking at. So I was navigating and being drawn towards these like neons. So these 4 hanks from Dylot Studio. And then these 2 hanks from Superglow. Worked well together. Maybe like a micro scarf stripe situation or holding double. These 2 were pretty. And then these 2, or even possibly these 2. You know, every fiber fair I would assume is going to be busy, and like there's going to be high volume of people like trying to do the same thing I'm doing, like check out and look. So you definitely have to like take your time and be patient, which is what I was telling myself. It obviously wasn't very big. It was like one warehouse, one building, and there were 3 rows of vendors, so not that much because there were like tables interwebbed in between and classrooms. I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Like definitely worth it to go because it's my local fiber fair, and I would go next year. You know, I would go next year.